Well, there we go. Got a perfect body line. This one matches the other side exactly. And on the inside of the door here, we've got the gate, the latch, and all of the side part all mixed up or fixed up. So this is all good. So like Rat Rod Bob says, you know, stick around. We'll show you how you did it. You don't want to miss this. Well, good morning, guys. I'm gonna work on this area right here. I basically have this whole back section of this roof that needs to be finished. I've roughly got it fixed, but I need to finish this and make it all smooth. I finally ordered my paint. It's going to be burgundy and blue, and I need to match some lines. Now you can see here on this one, hope you can see, this this door right here I had to build up. I've got this round rod that's running through here, and you can see that it's been up right in this area, and that's where it ends. I've got this double curved body line right here, and you can see where I cut it with a board sander, trying to get these things straight. I've got this one continuing on to the side of the hood here, so I'm going to have to get them both matching. Let me show you the other side. Now this one looks a lot better. I hadn't really done much to this. The roof comes straight down, hits here. You notice there's no, this top bend here is not really carrying on, and I've kind of filled the door. I need to do something about this. I need to carry this line out. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is, I can either make it disappear in here, or I can leave a gap in it and make this part kind of disappear, this groove here, or take it all the way around. I don't want to do that, but this one looks real good. We'll go back and look at the other one. And this one I've got a double line here. So on the other door, this line was disappearing on the door, and then this was all kind of straight here. But I like this whole single curve right here. So I've got to cut this section out right in here. You can see where the round bar was, and make this. So I've kind of decided that well, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to get rid of this top body line, whether it's on the door or I'm going to put it right in here. I think it'd be better to have it on the door and then fade it to nothing right in here. But what I'm going to have to do is cut this section out and get it to where it matches the other side. I'll show you the other side again. See, this is nice and clean and simple. At least this part here is. Still don't know what I'll do with this top thing, but I'm going to try to get that other side to the shape, to this shape here. Alright, I'm going to try to clean this little area up here with a if I use this little piece of sandpaper here, I can kind of get it sorted out. Problem, it looks like when I put this 3/8 rod in, it's sort of pointed up. So I'm hitting metal here. So that's where this curve has got to go. Unfortunately, it's up into this top part. So on this particular one, I'm going to have to carry this door shape onto the body of the car, and then feather this out into here where it's going into a line. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just sort of bringing this I'm going to have to end this curve up into the door top line, and I'm going to have to continue to cut this bottom one. Yeah, I'm really getting. I'm going to have to take this one here straight across. I'm going to have to get something that's solid to do that with. I'm going to try to do it here with a sanding board, and I'm going along top of my door line. Trying to get this body line cut straight. Well, that's pretty good. There, that's pretty decent. Now I've got the a little bit of the body line right here showing up, and I've got it faded out into the back of the car. I really don't particularly like this right here. So basically this top line, I can make it match this rod. Let me go look at the other side. Well, on the other one, this rod is going like this. And there's nothing up here. So on this one, I've got this rod going all the way up into here. That means that this section right here is going to have to be ground off. So the grinder will kind of give me a pretty decent cut in here. I may go through into the side of the thing. I can't do it with a flapper disc. I have to do it with a grinding wheel, so I'll get a grinding wheel and we'll see if we can cut that down. Well, I'm going to try to be careful as much as I can in here, but no cure for it. I just have to cut it out. Well, it's gonna take a little bit of work. I'm gonna try to grind all of this metal down in here, and I'll have to make this out of Bondo, so no use you watching me just grinding. Alright, this is after quite a bit of grinding. I've got this this section here where it looks like it's gonna end right at the top. And maybe take a little more off of this corner. Luckily I had plenty of weld in here, so this looks good enough. Now I have to fill this all up with Bondo, and then I'll have to shape it by hand and see what I can get. Alright, I got some Bondo here. Got quite a bit of hardener in it, so it should harden fast. It's morning, it's not real hot out here, so this will be workable. I'm not going to be really able to shape it. My main thing here is just try to get it in where it'll stick good. I'm using a lot of pressure on it. getting it all into the area where I need it. And try not to have any bubbles in it. That looks pretty good. Putting the rest into spots I know are low. Working on this back here a little. Don't really have any place to put it. It is getting hard already. Just try to finish this up. Give myself some fresh surface. Put the rest on somewhere else. Alright, this is pretty stiff. Taking my Bondo plane here. Just trying to clean up some of this big rough stuff. Hit metal right here. This is where my body line's got to come. This is really not the tool to do this with. So I'll try some thick sandpaper here. Try to start shaping it. I'm doing this while this Bondo's still soft. I know it'll take a lot once it hardens up. Yeah, I got quite a bit right in this area. Down pretty good. And I'll get to work on some of this flat stuff. good there. I'll get my board sander and try to straighten the whole thing out. Still pretty rough. Got some curve back here. I've got to get this shape right here. So I'm going to take a chance and just cut all this bundle off. Probably do better with a board sander. Make it straighter. Better curve in here. It's looking pretty good.
Did you eat?
Huh?
Did you eat?
No. Do a little more hand sanding. I'm gonna get some close-ups with this little camera. I have to have them both running, so I got something sound. So sound will be about now. And get a pretty good close-up. This is pretty nice shape right here. I've got some filling to do back here in the bottom, but that's the shape of this one. And we compare it over here to this one. It's starting to look pretty good. This line's coming in at a nice S. And we got about the same here. So it looks pretty good. I hit my metal right here, so I have to fill this up a little. This section is low, and I have a high right here. So I'm going to try to knock this in a little with a hammer here, and try to get this door and this panel flatter with some Bondo, and we'll press on from there. Alright, this is matching the other side pretty good right through here, but I've got to fill it a little here in the bottom, and this has been kind of bothering me. I split this because it was all warped out, and I patched it, but I got a pretty big lump right in here, and there's no way to really fill it without putting a lot of Bondo on it. I really don't have much back here behind it, so what I'm going to do, it's going to mess up my Bondo, but I'm going to heat it up and try to pound it in, and use some water to shrink it. Yeah, I'll mess up some of my Bondo, but I got to get this this lump out of here. Yeah, this outside edge is awfully high, and of course as I heat it, it's expanding the metal and making it worse. But I'll put my dolly back here. A lot better. It's pretty quick too. I should have done that a long time ago. Now I'm gonna heat it up again. It's still hot, but let's get that whole panel hot, and then I got not a wet rag, but a brush full of cold water here. And that'll shrink that down. Oh yeah. Actually got a little piece of metal that popped out there. Looks like it really wasn't welded super good. But I've got it a lot better than it was. It's kind of low there right now. I think I could probably do a little more hammering right in this area. Get that down a little. moved in good. Yeah, that's much better. Now I can grind this what little Bondo I got off of here, and put some new stuff on. Pretty good, actually. That needs to be welded better. The weld quits right here. Got a little right up in here too. I should weld it. It's about a whole half-inch long crack there. And I've got just a little bit too much weld up in the top. Right here. I need to grind that out. So I'm going to switch to my grinder. Shouldn't take much to knock that down. Get the right one plugged in. That's good enough. I think that'll be fine. That's such a small crack right there. And it's all just about the same spotted all the way down here. And I can just fill this whole section here with Bondo, because it did it's not really oil cannon or anything, so I'll be alright. So now I can fill the rest of the bottom of this and get this belt line a little better. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That solved that. And now I can do this whole section here. First thing I'll do is hit this whole section in here with a board sander, clean it up, and then I'll bondo that section. Well, I sanded this whole thing here from about the middle of the wheel to the door. With the DA, it's all roughed up good, and ready for a thin coat of Bondo. I've got some stuff in here I need to fill to finish this little area, and when I started cleaning up this bottom groove here, I could just see a lot of stuff in here. So that's all pretty much ground down, and it's roughed up. I don't really feel any dents in it, maybe some right in here, but I know that that's going to have to be filled anyway. This was really bowed out real bad when I first got it on here. It was probably out 3/4 of an inch. It's still got a bow to it, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. So I think a little fill right in here will bring this whole section up. This front part feels pretty good, but the back is low. So I put quite a bit of Bondo right in here. By quite a bit, I mean like maybe 1/8 of an inch. And that should fix this whole section here. So I'll just mix up a big bunch of Bondo and put it in. I'll try to fix these low places in here first. I don't know what I'll do. Once I start spreading Bondo, then I'll know. Alright, I put quite a bit of honey in here. Make this pretty thin. And quite a bit of hardener, so I'm going to have to go pretty fast with it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to try to fill where I know I need it first and try to spread it out. I know there's some in here, and I'm just putting this on with good pressure, making sure it's going into the 40 grit scratches and sticking well. Looks like I might have a little dirt in it. Leaving a generous coat right here in the middle. But basically I just want to cover this whole panel before the stuff starts kicking off. Do it as smooth as I can. And then whatever little bits left, I'll try to work it into this top area. And then maybe smooth the whole thing. I don't have as much sanding. Looks like I have a piece of dirt on the spatula. Big piece, it looks like. close to stuff firing off, so I don't really want to mess up what smoothness I have by overworking it. I think this will be good enough for first coat. I got it on pretty good. Don't look very good, but for the first coat, really the whole purpose here is not really trying to fill any holes or anything. Mostly just to get a good thin layer of Bondo on there that'll stick to the metal and paint, and I'll let this dry a little bit. I'll straighten it up with a board sander, and I just put what little of this in the little tiny holes that I know I'm going to need it. That dry, and I'll clean my spatula. Don't need to watch that. Board sander to this and just knocked it down. It's not any kind of a final surface, it's more like a guide coat. I've still got a high right here in this weld. I got a couple here. I'm just going to try to reach in here and knock them in. Because I'll have to bring the whole panel out to at high speed. I don't want to do that. Much easier to fill a little low spot. Hope I'm not just showing you my back. I probably am. So I knock these down. I got one back here, but it's all right. So that's pretty much flat now. Mix up another thin coat of Bondo with a good spatula, and one more coat across this thing. That ought to get rid of everything. I might crack my Bondo right here a little. Enough. And it'll stick to that. So I shouldn't have any problem with that. I'll put on another thin coat, and hopefully that'll do it for this panel. Some amount of thinner in it. We've got a brand new big spatula that'll hopefully cover some room. Or mix this real thoroughly so I didn't have any lumps in it. Clean my board good. Try to get the best mixture as I could here. Might harden quickly. I want to put just a little too much hardener in there, but try to get it on instead of talking. I've got a pretty big low spot right here. I've got this line, of course, that needs to be filled. I've got this low spot, or it is after I beat it out. Got a low spot where these highs were. I'm just trying to get the Bondo on with pressure where I know I need it. Whoa. And fill up these holes that I know I have. And I'm trying on this coat to make sure that I don't have any low spots. And yeah, that's going on real nice. And like always, try to get your Bondo all on before you get too carried away about straightening it. As once you start working it, it tends to want to harden. It's all looking good. I don't have any dirt in my spreader. And that's the end of my Bondo. Set this down in here where I know it's going to need it. Now I'll just try to get this all even. Picking up some dirt. I got a big dry spot right here it's not sticking to. And I'll fix that. Put on more than I needed, which is good. And then I'm trying to get it all smooth. My Bondo's starting to fire off, so really not much more to do here with smoothing edges, but I can continue to fill stuff that I know is going to be low. Any obvious low spots that I got. It actually looks pretty good. I got a few highs in it, but that's good enough. And this Bondo's still pretty good. Got a little bit here on the door. It's really not spreading very well. Good for filling holes at this point, and that's about it. So I got a few little holes back here. I'll fill them up. And the rest of it I'll just get rid of it. Clean up my new spreader here as quickly as I can so I don't mess it up. I got to get some more rags. This one here is an old, really dirty one. It's kind of okay for cleaning the spreader, but I got my spreader cleaned up pretty good. The most important part is that edge. I haven't scored it or anything yet. So that should do it on this door panel. I can kind of see I might have one high right here. I know I had a low in the bottom. I got rid of it. So I think this whole panel here, once it's sanded down, will be good. And now I can continue to work on what I was trying to work on, is making this side match the other side. We're pretty close. Try to picture-in-picture multi-camera this. So we need a timing mark, which is there. And you can see I've got this line coming along here, and I've got it going straight into the top of the upper round rod. And this one's the same. It's coming in right into the top of the upper round rod. I decided I'd fill this section, and about here is where I'll start cutting a groove out so you'll see both pieces. That's about 8 inches from the door, which will be around in this area. So this will all be flat, and then I'll start cutting my groove in here. So these both look pretty close, going from side to side. I'll get this ground down a little bit, and then it'll be back to hand sanding. Alright, I hit that with a 80 grit. Looks real smooth, feels real smooth. There's a little bit of low right in here, high right there, a little bit of low in here in the bottom. Basically that's real straight. I went ahead and got my door here. It's all sanded now with 40 grit. So pounding this heat treating and pounding that down made a big difference. There's not very much Bondo at all here, and I would have had a lot before. I can still see a hump in it, but it's a rat rod. It's not trying to make it perfect. Doors, I need a little here on the inside. They don't quite match. I need to actually put some cardboard or something in there clean that gap up, but for a few hours work, that's pretty good. Now I can take some hand sandpaper and try to get me some radiuses in this business and go back and forth, get those to match. So I don't know if I was showing you this area right here, but this turned out real nice. This door ledge is good. It's still in the door, and I'll build this up just a little right here, and then it fades into nothing. So that'll be good. So now it's just a matter of hand sanding this down to shape it. Press on.